Raw Uncut. I'm Toxic. I'm sitting here with Jeff Geezy. What's up, Jeff?
What up, my guy? What up?
Another day running this shit back. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah. So, man, you've been working on this album, bro. You got this dope ass intro that just kind of introduces the fans to like your life, and it's
hmm
it's dope. It's everything in a nutshell, bro. And I want the people to understand this is the intro of the album and how it goes, bro. So go ahead and throw that shit down.
Yo, I was born on the West, a chaotic kind of tempo. They throwing fingers out the window, but don't let out that endo. Because if they do, they ain't your friend. I made the Huffy do an endo, a different type of intro. I'm going to keep it short and simple. Here come the hook and the crescendo. We talking about the 80s where they banging with a different type of mento. He'll put that Nina to your tempo and pull it when the wind blow. Because you a blood and he a crib. No in betweeny with the shit, though. They mugging like wax in that S when you slide through the West. I seen my fair share of those. Pops was out banging with the main streets on 10-6 and Town Ave. They selling crack and fucking hoes. And moms was like, nope. She packed the nigga's bag for the go, hit the gas real fast, not slow. To the bay is where we go. And all she did was change the nigga's show. The next nigga she fucked with was doing mo. A nigga named Slim, who always drove a mob and wore a brim on 65th and E14 is where you probably find him. And this bottom bitch was special because she was special then because she was holding this nigga's Yola sacks be in and out the pen. Tell the truth, I did not like that man. His heart was full of sin. So many reasons that shit is real, but where would I begin? I'm gonna focus on these positives and not so much on him the whole time I spend in Oakland. Some shit I'll do again. This is way before the hyphy era. What you know about the box? When niggas wasn't busting guns, they got out there and boxed. When Pac and Short was running rap, them two niggas was hot. In 95, Granny sold the house, we had to shake the spot. I was mad I had to move again. I like that house a lot. Made some solid bonds in ESO that I have not forgot. And man, shit is crazy when you only 14. Mom's locked in Santa Rita. Pops was on his own thing. Granny threw us in his U-Haul and she told me one thing. She said, when we get to Modesto, it's going to be a new scene. I said the year was 95, but it was the end of 94. Got the house on California and had a nigga like, whoa, because they was living life slow. I'm used to living life go. First friend I ever met was a Herrera named Los, and I adapted very well. They knew my name on both sides. In 96, a fire burnt the house. A couple folks died. I was loose. At the Parkwood Mall or probably at the youth. It's the truth. 17 is when I took that to the booth. Chill hit me, said, my nigga, when you ready, come through. Just be ready for these haters, because that shit gonna come too. As a kid, I had a kid. What the fuck I'm gonna do? Mom was home and she was hustling, so a nigga was too. It was juking. 211, California had it cooking. It was popping, parties rocking when my granny wasn't looking. It was Demon, Lil Danny, Maul, and my bigger brother Shep. Lil Papa's Troy and Chill, but ain't too many real ones left. Some niggas did me wrong, and that's some shit I can't respect. I should have sent them to their death, but I just had a little jet. And I'm back to where I started. Fuck the fame and all the glory. Listen closely as I give my fans this Jeffrey Johnson story.
Yeah, shit's
Yes,
hard,
sir.
bro. Hey, that's a
That's what's
vivid
up.
picture. You know what I'm saying? Shit, if
I'm all
they can't,
about painting pictures.
yeah, bro, that's dope, man. And yeah, I like it, man. That's a good intro to. I know the music's gonna be dope. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure.
So we'll jump into this story, bro. We'll let everybody know where you're from, where you were raised, and what you were doing, as a youngster, and then get into the music.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, when I was born in Watts, California, man, Linwood, California, Watts, borderlines.
Okay.
All my family is from the east side of LA. You know what I mean? 105th and Avalon is where my
Okay.
grandmother and my grandfather had their home. That was home to their plethora of children. She had like 14 children. My grandmother and grandpa, and
Uh-huh.
so that's where I was born, and then I stayed around that area with my mom till I was like in between like 11 and 12 years old, and then
Okay.
my mom had a situation to where she became a single mother, and she took our show on the road, and I had another well, my grandmother on my mom's side, she had a home in Oakland, and that was where my mom chose to take us, and that's where we stayed for on and off between the ages of 11 and but it was a little earlier than that. I had been going back and forth
Gotcha.
from LA to Oakland real early in my life too. So
Okay.
around the age of 10 or 11 is when my mom like, decided that that's where we go to start off new. So I stayed there for off and on between I would say 11 and then like 13 is when we really started moving towards Modesto because I had a great grandmother that lived in Modesto that
Okay.
we would frequent her house too.
Right.
Stayed on the west over by Modesto High on Yosemite. And
Okay.
we ended up going there. My grandma in the end of '94, my grandmother sold the house in Oakland and then we migrated to Modesto. And then that's where we started the basically the beginning of the story starts. You know what I mean? Like the
Gotcha.
gist of the story. You know what I mean? I
So
wouldn't say the
okay.
whole story, but the
Okay.
gist of it.
Okay. So through that time right there, before you get into the music and stuff like that, what are you listening to music? Or are you like in like are you like there's people that you like, you know what I mean? As in
Yeah,
rappers and
there was definitely a musical influence in my life at that time. Like growing up in the western region, you know what I'm saying? You got your pots, you got your shorts, you got
right,
your E40s. You know,
right.
those sound like Bay Area rappers, but at the same time we wasn't listening
For
to too many mainstream Central Valley rappers. Like we didn't
what
have
about
those
LA?
until
What about LA? Did you have
no,
people?
yeah, definitely. That was the NWA, the Easy E's, the Ice
Okay,
Cubes.
that's what I
You
was
know what I'm
getting at.
saying?
Right, right,
That's all. That was like the main influence when it came to like what I was listening to. Like I had tapes,
yeah,
super had this little box that had like where you could put all your cassettes in it and shit.
right,
So, and one of my uncles had gave me that before I left LA, and I kept it. I kept that box of tapes for like 6 7 years before somebody
wow,
stole it, and
damn
then
it, right,
but I had hella tapes in there, man, and my Walkman. You know what I'm saying? I kept a
okay,
Walkman, so I was always listening to those genres of music. It was always gangster rap. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't really too into nothing else besides that because that's what I was listening to. That's what everybody around me was listening to. So
right,
that's pretty much what I gravitated towards. You know what I'm saying?
I get it. Hell yeah, that's dope. Okay, so you're listening to the music. It's kind of giving you an influence to maybe write or do.
Uh,
So then when you get to Oakland at 13, right? It's about 13, something like that.
look, a
Or
couple years earlier. It's like
yeah, it
11.
was
Yeah.
earlier, but when you start getting into music, you're
Oh
you
yeah,
know
yeah, for sure.
okay. Then go ahead and let people know about that.
It was like at the time where I thought about music, like creating my
Right.
own type of music, it wasn't really nothing that I really took serious, you know what I'm saying? It was more like a hobby, like those
Right.
around me was doing. I knew people that was doing it, you know what I'm saying, but I never myself never thought about, you know what I'm saying, like oh, I'm gonna take this serious or I'm gonna sit down and be a rapper. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
for sure.
That's never was the aim. I didn't grow up with rapper aspirations, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I basically like I was always like money motivated, you know what I'm saying? So I was more
Hustler.
to the bag. Yeah, I was in the hustling heavy, like
Gotcha.
heavy. So it had to be something extremely lucrative in order for them to take me away from what I was doing in the streets, you know what
Gotcha.
I'm saying? And at the time, like rapping wasn't that didn't add up to me, you know what I'm saying? So
Got
it took for the outside it took for an outside influence in order for me to gravitate towards music. You know what I mean? I wasn't like I said before, I wasn't too keen on starting a rap career rather than trying to put some money in my pocket. Because when I lived in Modesto, my grandmother had the house that we moved to when we lived on California Avenue. It was like it was basically like a big ass group home. You know what I'm saying? It was like my auntie, well, we had one auntie that had hella kids, you know what I'm saying, and she was on drugs. And my grandmother would take care of all of her, her kids as kids. So I was surrounded by hella cousins and shit, and might be one of the older ones. Like I had to help my grandma, you know what I'm saying? So at 13, 11, 12, 13, I'm learning how to balance checkbooks and taking the whole stack of food stamps to the
I know
grocery
about
store, you know what I'm saying? Like
hell
going
yeah.
grocery shopping and shit early, like you know what I'm saying.
That's
So I had
young,
to.
yeah.
No, that's young. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Paper
for
food
sure.
stamps. Like we going way back to paper food stamps.
I
So
remember them, bro. I was there too, so I
yeah,
remember them.
yeah. So I remember like back in the day, like back then, it was like my motivation was more like take care of the family than it was like starting a rap career. Or I didn't
That's
really
dope,
have that
bro.
that around me though. You know what I mean? Like I didn't have that influence until I got a little bit older. But yeah, man, I was you would see me pushing a big ass basket of groceries through the West coming from New Deal. You know what I'm saying? New Deal on
Nice.
Paradise,
Wow,
pushing a
I haven't
basket
done
full
that
of
in a long
groceries. You know
time.
what I'm saying? Yeah, that's
Yeah,
old school Modesto right there. You know what I'm
hell
saying?
yeah.
That's
Yeah, I
old
used
school
to live up
Modesto.
there in the West too. I went to Franklin, bro. So I know
Oh,
the,
okay. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I was in elementary over there, bro. And
Yeah, that's what's
I
up.
used to hang out with Shane, bro. We used to skate together, bro.
Oh, my nigga Casper was a skater.
Hell yeah.
My
Hell
nigga
yeah.
Casper, yeah, it's tough to see my nigga Casper kick pushing and doing
Oh, he looks
ollies
like
and
a whole
shit.
different person these days, you know what I'm saying? Solid
Oh
dude,
yeah,
bro.
for sure, for sure. Shout out to my nigga Casper Capone, man. He
Hell
a
yeah.
part of the
Okay.
story too. He a big part of the story too.
That's what's up. Hell yeah. So, okay, so taking care of the family, hustling, doing what you got to do to make ends meet and stuff like that. Then what's the next step, bro? You just kind of somebody push you into music, or people around you are doing music.
Yeah, man, like a lot of niggas from my neighborhood, like I grew up on the west side and on California Avenue, you know what I'm saying? That side of the area is like predominantly one group of people, you know what I'm saying? It was mostly all the Oak Street niggas, all my Oak Street niggas is from over on that side. We got Chills, we got you know, Big Pre's, Troy Lee's, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like those
Yeah.
those individuals that was my circle of like I want to say like family and friends at that time. It was like that's
For
just what
years.
I grew into, you know what I'm saying? So I became from that part of that part of the lights too, you know what I'm saying? So once I was out there hustling in the name of the street, you know what I'm saying? It was they had music going on, you know what I'm saying? Like the Big House, if niggas don't know what the Big House is, Big House family, they
I was
had music going on. That
I
was
was trying to
Troy.
remember that name, bro, but I was thinking
Yeah.
Birdhouse. I don't know why.
The
It's
birdhouse.
Big
No,
House.
it's
It's
the
Big
it's the
House.
big house. Yeah, the big
Okay.
house.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Troy Lee had the big house popping with Chill and yeah, and they had that going. So that was like the first little glimpse of rap music. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
then as I got older, you know what I mean, my skills developed just by like freestyling and like just taking it a little more serious when people would talk about it and bring it to my attention. It was like people brought it to my attention. They were more into me as a rapper than I was into me as a rapper. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, yeah.
then they would tell me, like, bro, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do this. I was just like, you know what? Like eventually it stuck, but at the beginning there wasn't that, you know what I'm saying? So it did gravitate. It did take for others from around me to like push me into that into in order for me to like realize, all right, man, maybe this is something that we should, you know what I mean, take part in. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it was still hard for me to break from the streets, man. Like I still had to make that money, you know what I'm saying? So
For sure.
it was tough. You know what I'm saying? It was a
Right.
little tough.
Well, yeah, because it's not even. I mean, music is a whole different thing to
Hmm.
hustling, bro. You got a whole different mentality, you know. Well, I mean, certain people have a whole different mentality when it comes to music. You know what I mean? Because it's
Right.
not that everyday hustle. This is my, I got to do this to live type shit. You know, this is music is supposed to be fun and chill. So when you're doing what you're doing and you want to do music, it don't make sense. You know, when you're a hustler.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So
it
I
really
get it.
don't. It's like, why would I stop bringing in this
Yeah.
bread just to go, you know what I mean, spit some words in the mic, you know what I'm saying, to hear myself on
But
tape. But
luckily you have those people around you that respect you
mhm.
enough to say, bro, we hear you're dope. Let's
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
you need to get in there and fucking spit. So that's dope, bro, that you had those people around you. You know what I mean?
yeah, definitely, definitely. My peers around me was like I said, the hub that my grandmother established on California Avenue had all a plethora of different of people that come through there. You know what I'm saying? Like people that weren't even family. We used to take in a lot of people off the street, and you
That's
would
what's
just
up.
know that our hub on California was like you can go through there and see somebody that has no family ties, but that's just the way my grandmother was, you know what I'm saying? And she would just take in people, you know what I mean, to help them out and whatnot. And, you know, for her own financial monetization, she would, you know, she know everybody was getting them SSI checks and shit like that. So she wasn't stupid, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So she was getting to it, but it was just like that created like more of a family around too, because like all these people became like family to us. And some of those people were those peers around me that would tell me like they would come in my room because we had converted a garage into like a room, and then that's where I took over that little garage area. It was like a big ass room and shit. So that became like the spot, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of people came through there, man, and that's when we really started doing getting into the music and shit like that. I was like 15 or 16, you know what I'm saying, when I really just started thinking about it, you know what I'm saying? And
right.
like it took for a big push in order for me to like get into the studio and start recording music.
Okay, that's what's up, bro. That that's crazy because I was like seventh grade, yeah, like 15, 16. When
Hmm.
I was just like Too Short was the shit, bro, and I just started writing
Yeah,
for it. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I
hell
feel it,
yeah.
bro. That's crazy. Okay, so man, yeah, and that's another thing, man. Having that influence, because I didn't have it, bro. So having people
Hmm.
around you to push you to do that, bro. Fuck, I can just imagine what that does to your person. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Not saying the ego as much, but just as you and a person to make you the best you can be, bro. That's dope. You know what I mean? I didn't have
yeah,
that shit, bro. I had to do it all on my own, bro. You know what I mean? So
yeah. Sometimes it
it's
don't work out
tight.
that way.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what's dope about hearing everybody's story, bro. Everybody's got a different story. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right, right.
okay. So, then what would you start doing? Writing first, or were you just freestyling?
Um, we had like I think around that time I was still like I said heavy in the streets, so like it was a group of dudes that was around me that we like kind of like try to start taking it serious. You know what I'm saying? Um, we was at I think the beginning of our first like really let's write this song to this and let's record it, and you know what I mean, is that we had a spot on Second Street in Modesto at my auntie's crib, and
Okay,
it was me, it was my boy Tanajamo, my nigga Otho. We called him Boss Hog because he was from Arkansas, and my nigga Big Booty Chris. His name was Crypto. Rest in peace. And we had a little group called Premeditated Sickness, man. And we had these two boom boxes, you know what I'm saying? And the bathroom was our basically our recording set area, you know what I'm saying? We would hotbox the bathroom and record raps, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
Like so it was big ass steamy up in there, hella niggas in
Giving
the
that
bathroom.
reverb and shit.
Yeah, dead ass, that natural reverb, you know what I'm
It's
saying? So
dope. Yeah, yeah.
we was in there recording and shit, and that's when like when I started. And this on Second Street,
Okay,
say in Modesto, Second Street between H and I, like going right down Second Street on H is where Chill and Pre opened up the Mo Game record store. You know what I'm saying? And that was like one of the staples in the city, is like where they started doing all that was basically a tape shop, you know what I'm saying, where all the new shit would go. You would go over there every week and grab
gotcha.
tapes and shit. So they had a recording spot back there too.
Wow.
But I never really was like one to gravitate to the tape store. But I knew that that's those the homies from the hood. So I would always just go in there, fuck around, sit there for a few minutes, you know what I'm saying, whatever, you know what I mean, just chill.
Okay,
And then this is still around the age of like 15 or 16, you know what I'm saying? Before I started like just in the streets fucking with freestyling with niggas and shit, you know what I mean? Like we never really recorded nothing rather away from like the two boombox situation with the tapes and all that shit. But when I was 17, Chill called me, man, and that was pretty much the catalyst that started the whole Jeff Jeezy shit, man. It was like he hit me and was like, "Man, I'm finna put this compilation out. Slide through the shop." This is back when we had house phones, and the crazy thing about it is, Chill had my house phone number, right? And
okay,
I was out in and out of the house so much, like you would rarely be able to get me on the house phone, bro. Like rarely, you know what I mean? If somebody
gotcha.
picked that motherfucker up, it probably wasn't me, but um, if I remember correctly, I think we had just came from the youth center. We was hooping at the youth center, and I came in and I heard the phone ringing while I was walking up to the door. So I unlocked the door, walk in, I picked the phone up, it's chill on the phone. He's like, "Hey, Geezy, woo, 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 woo." He's like, "Man, I'm putting this compilation out, man. I'm putting it together. Da 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 da. Come to the shop whenever you get a chance, man. We're gonna put a record together." I was like, "All right, you know what I mean? Like,
Just
you know what
kind
I'm
of
saying?
like,
I still got this work to get off. I got to get this work off. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got time to be going to the shop. You know what I'm saying? But I ended up moseying my little ass over there to the shop, man, and Chill sat me down. He talked to me, you know what I'm saying? He's like, "Yeah, man, you got talent that we don't want to waste. I think you'll be great for this record." Da 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 da. And he played a couple beats off his dat, and then he played this one beat, man. It was like I still could hear the beat in my head. I kind of remember the song a little bit too, but we ended up recording a song called 17 Years Old in the rap game, man, and he put that shit on his compilation, and that was my introduction to rap music right then and there.
that's dope, bro. So, okay, that's sick, bro. Do you remember the rap?
Shit. I remember a little bit. It's like the hook was like 17 years old in the rap game, hooked up with Chill at Mo game. Now we getting more fame because my rhymes is insane. Sit back and intertwine to the lyrics I spit. I know you knock it, but they jock it, so I'm spitting this shit. I just thought that was the hook. You know what I'm saying?
But
There was
dude,
a
but I just wanted you to do it just to see where you were at then, and you know what I mean. To
For
now,
real.
that's
And as I was spitting it, it sound 1995, 96. It sounded, you know what I mean?
yeah. That's what's up.
That shit,
Okay,
Chris, that's crazy. I wish I could
that's
remember that whole song, bro. But I know
I.
it's somebody out there that still got that shit on CD, man. I think
Well, I was gonna ask my next
My boy
question.
J Mo probably got that. He probably got that CD still,
Hell yeah. Okay, so the name Jeff Jeezy?
man.
Where'd that come
Yeah.
from?
At first, damn, what was my first name I went by, man? I think I had a different name before then, man. I think I think I used to call myself it was JG or J something, man. I don't know what it was. But eventually, like I was getting money, I was hustling with one of my niggas, my brother Marley, man. Me and my nigga Marley, shout out to my nigga Marley Mall, man, West Side O Street. Um, we was hustling like real heavy, man, like heavy, like 25, 20, 25, 8, like heavy. You know what I'm saying? Never left the hustle. And we was getting to a lot of money, man. We was getting to a lot of money. It was like we was young seeing G's, like, you know what I'm saying? G's having G's back then, it was just like, that was the thing. So I think when one day that nigga Marley was like, Jeff Jeezy, I was like, ooh, kind of sound kind of good. It's like 95, and he was like, Jeff Jeezy. He's like, you getting to the money, Jeff G's, you got G's. So it was G's at first, it was Jeff G's. Like G's with a Z. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
G and just a Z. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So it was Jeff G's. And then
gotcha.
the Jeezy part, like just kind of like it was like a moniker of Jeezy. You know what I'm saying? It was like Jeff Jeezy. And then that shit
Yeah.
just stuck. You know what I'm saying? It
Okay.
stuck. So it was Jeff Jeezy from there on out. And I spelled my shit with a G long time ago, and everybody used to pronounce it wrong, like Geezy,
Well,
Geezy.
that's what I was thinking, bro. That's why I
Yeah,
spelled it
but
with a J because my last name starts with a J, and I know the difference, bro. So,
But the
but you
same
put the
thing is like with the
EE.
yeah, I put the EE to
Makes
give
it
them the to drag it. You know what I'm saying? And then like it's still you know how many times I had to like what I'm saying correct people like
Yeah,
yo
you corrected
nah
me, and I was
it's
like,
Jeezy
damn,
man it's Jeezy and it's spelt like this G with two
yeah,
E's. You know what I'm saying? I even said that in the rap one time. I was like G with two E's something something something. I was
yeah.
man,
Well,
but
fuck, bro,
that's
you
crazy.
gotta because people will fucking pronounce. And look at me, bro. I fucking spelt it the wrong way and everything, and I was like, when you
It's
told me
all
that, I was
good.
like, damn, bro, it fucking makes sense. So I didn't
Yeah,
even know
yeah.
why I did that, but that's dope, bro.
Uh, for
It's dope
sure.
because it's you, bro. It's like it's exactly fits you perfectly. You know what I'm saying? So
For real.
dope
Yeah,
name, bro.
I appreciate it.
Oh yeah. Okay. So then you you still hustling, but you're doing the music. Did you have plans of like working in your group, like just working on a project with them for the next, you know, coming
Um,
whatever years or?
yeah and no. Like we was just playing with it at that
Having
time. You know
fun.
what I'm saying? Yeah, we were
Yeah.
just having fun with it at that time, and nobody was
Gotcha.
really like we was like in our heads and in the hood we thought we was the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But we never like put nothing out or did no shows
Okay.
together or nothing. It
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
just us rapping. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So like it took for I think I'm trying to see what the exact like time frame of it was to where like I actually stepped into like my first big studio. Like I stepped away from them. I didn't step away from them per se. It was just like, like we was playing with it, but it was others out there in the streets that was taking this shit serious and they seen my talent and they was like, yo man, like you bullshitting with this shit or you for real? You know what I'm saying? And if you pull up to my spot, if you pull up to my spot on California Avenue and you ain't about no business or nothing like that, shit can get funky real fast. You know what I'm saying? So one day I got a ring at the gate, you know what I'm saying? Because I used to have this big ass gate and I used to have this crazy ass pit bull that would she would come to the gate, nigga. You hit my gate, like the dog is coming. Like and people
Gotcha.
knew that too. It was a pit bull I had named Shady, and she used to have like a little crazy like lamp in her hand, and they would
Oh
trip off her
shit.
like, "Ooh, this little bitch right here, crazy." But she was the yard protector, you know what I'm saying? So one day the gate rung, and it was my nigga Money Wayne, and it was Money Wayne, Donald, and Rome Revenue, and they was at my gate, so I'm like, damn, man, who was this? I recognized who Wayne was. And I don't think I had met Donald prior to that. I think I maybe had once or twice, but not like formally. You know what I'm saying? Maybe at like a
Gotcha.
Juneteenth at the park or some shit like that at Mellis or something. Um,
Okay.
so yeah, man, Wayne approached me and he was like, man, I want you to come record with us, man. I want you to be a part of this group. We finna start a group called Major Factors. And I'm like 17, 18 at the time, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, all right, you know what I mean? Let's see
Dope.
what this do. You know what I'm saying? Let's do it. And I think it was like a week later, we was at Raj's studio with Raj on the east side. You know what I'm saying? Raj had the big ass studio, Radio Raj. And shout out to Radio Raj. I don't know if Raj is still alive or not, man,
I don't know either.
but
Haven't
Raj
seen
was
him in
an
years.
eclectic ass dude, man. He was one of them dudes that like was just hella cool, but he knew what he was doing and he had a fly ass studio. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And so we went in there and we recorded some records. I couldn't remember none of that shit that came out of there from that shit, but we was
Just
recording
vibing.
records on records. We was just recording, firing off records, and and we kind of like we were trying to gel out what was taking place as a group. You know what I mean? And like right when we was getting our momentum, like my boy Rev went to jail. So Rev was a part of the group. It was a trio. So Rev went to jail, and then it was just like me and Wayne by ourselves. So we tried to keep it going. You know what I'm saying? We recorded some more records and shit. We started recording. We started recording. I think Donald had a studio downtown, and then we was recording with this one dude out Turlock called Music Man. So Music Man is the first way we that was the first studio we went into after Rev got locked up, and me and Wayne was recording records. That's where I did the Modesto record. Um,
Okay.
I did a record called Modesto. Um, we recorded this record called Baby Got Cakes right before Rev went to jail. It was the first single we was gonna drop. It's called Baby
Okay.
Got Cakes, and it took the summer over. It was all in the clubs. I was playing it in the clubs and shit. Me and Wayne was performing it, but it was kind of hard because we had this verse that you know what I'm saying. Rev was on this verse, and like it kind of made it just I don't know, man. It just felt like back then, like when Rev went to jail, kind of like fucked up the energy of the group.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So me and Wayne tried to hold on to the factors as much as we could, man. But eventually, like we just like drifted apart on some you shit and me shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I was already who I was before I joined the group. And Money Wayne, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my nigga Money Wayne. He was already dropping albums in the street and shit, and I hadn't even touched that plateau yet. So I respected Wayne for who he was and what was going
Right.
on at that time, but You know what I mean? Obviously I was destined for other shit if I had people seeking me out to join their groups. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
For sure.
I
For sure.
never I stay humble throughout it through it all, man, throughout the entire situation. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
And that just turned into other endeavors when it came to rapping and shit.
Dope. Dope. Yeah. So, okay. So Donald was doing the production on like the beats and shit like that, and the recording, right? Like engineering
Yeah,
and shit. So that's
yeah,
dope, and that's dope, bro. And then you and Money Wayne were doing the. So and then when your boy went to jail, you guys just kind of separated, went your own ways. And then
yeah.
at that time, were you putting your music out like, like out like on DSPs, or was that before that, or
Yeah, no, this wasn't before. This is right when Reverb Nation was getting hot. I don't know if
oh,
you
okay,
remember
yeah,
Reverb Nation.
yes, sir.
Reverb Nation was getting hot, and then I put up some singles on Reverb Nation, and then you know how they rank you, throughout your region. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was 1 and 2. I was 1 and 2 with a nigga from Stockton named Perk Reynolds. Perk Reynolds was on
I
Reverb
haven't heard
Nation.
that name in a long time.
Yeah, my nigga, shout out to my nigga Perk Reynolds, man. He was always doing this thing for Stockton. You know what I'm
Hell yeah.
saying? And like, it seemed like me and him was always like piggybacking and jumping each other 1 and 2 because he would drop music and put his shit up, and then I would take some time off and drop music and put some shit up, and we just like, you know what I'm saying, switch off. So that was my first little taste of DSPs back then. You know what I'm saying? Is the Reverb Nation shit, and then I was just like, I jumped back off. I mean, I didn't really jump back off of it. I just kind of backed off of everybody from the outside because at that time it was like, all right, I got this quote unquote talent, you know what I'm saying? But I'm still in the streets. I'm in the hood or whatnot. And there was people in the hood that was producing music too. So it was only natural for me to work with niggas from my area, you know what I'm saying, or my little circle that I was, running around with. So that's when I kind of like just backed into the hood, you know what I'm saying, and then started working with my nigga Junior J Spook, man. Shout out to my nigga J Spook.
Shout out.
And me and my boy J Spook locked in and we became like crazy close friends, you know what I'm saying? Everyday type niggas, like, you know what I mean? And like we were like really extremely close. And like it went from music to like friendship and shit. And then like, we recorded so many records in Junior Studios, like a lot of songs that never really seen the light. You know what I'm saying? And that kind of like deterred me a little bit because we would always record these songs and say we're gonna do something with them, and they never really touched the streets. You know what I'm saying? I would perform the shits at like spots like 141, every club downtown. You know what I'm saying? You could imagine I've
For sure.
performed in every club plenty
Yeah,
of times. You know what I'm saying?
you were ready to go.
Every time I had records ready to rock. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was on damn near every bill in the city of Modesto when it came to like club venues and shit. But that was off of the music that I was recording with Junior. You know what I'm saying? And me and June had this chemistry and shit. And some hood shit arrived and like people didn't really like the way that me and Junior was we how close we was. So they found a way to throw a monkey wrench in those mechanics. Never fucked us up. Like put Junior in a position to where like he had to choose, but I wasn't mad at the fact that he had to choose, you know what I'm saying, one side because of the situation and the people that were involved in that situation. So me and Junior like low key behind the scenes kept a close relationship, you know what I'm saying? I still pulled up on him. We still talked, you know what I'm saying? But after that, man, I just took my own I took my career into my own hands, you know what I'm saying? And
As you
took it
should.
and turned it into what I had to. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
couldn't let that stop me. It could have deterred me because, like I said, I was emotionally invested into who I was working with. And at the
that's hard,
time,
bro.
like life was around, you know what I'm saying? So life had to, you got to pay attention to life too. And music wasn't the focal point at that time. So it took a back seat, but then, I had somebody presented me in a position and when he was um like he wanted to help me out with the music. This was my nigga Dave Toma. Dave Toma hit me, you know what I'm saying? He linked up with Dave Toma and Dave Toma wanted to like spearhead some shit, basically be like a financial backer to some shit, like get some shit going, put me in front of some producers. Um when me and Dave was doing our thing, Dave had the hot spot on forgot what street that shit was on. I wanna say coffee. Nah, it was on he had a hot spot. He had this spot called the hot spot.
something like that.
Um where the fuck was the hot spot at? It was somewhere over there. It was a big ass, so it was over there
We don't need
over
to
there
know. That's
on
irrelevant.
it was yeah, it was over there off DD's. But anyway, it was a hot spot. It was like a little t-shirt shop, you know what I'm saying? They had music and shit in
Oh,
there.
okay, okay. I'm thinking of something totally different. My bad.
Nah, it was like a little
Gotcha.
t-shirt shop, and he had the Y8 niggas in there working for him. It was Shitty Pint,
Okay.
Sauce, you know what I'm saying? All the Y8 niggas. Shout out to the Y8 movement. They had the city rocking too.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
was they was from the Bay, low key, like from San Jose or something like that, and they merged. They merged into Modesto and was doing their thing. You remember
They
seeing the
were.
Y8 t-shirts
Yeah.
and the
Hell yeah.
Y8 hats and shit, all that shit. Yeah, that was them. So shout out to my nigga Pint, my nigga Hot Sauce, Freddie Hot Sauce, and my nigga Shitty the Boo Boo Man. Man, those was my guys, man. And we worked out, and then so while I'm working with Dave, you know what I mean. Dave took me to K Win for the first time. I did an on-air interview with K Win with Al Greens, rest
Yeah.
in peace.
That was big.
Al,
That was big back
yeah,
then.
it was humongous. It was humongous. And Al Greens was the first one to spin one of my records on K Win. You know what I'm saying? And kept it in rotation for a couple months. I think Dave paid him a little cheese. You know what I'm saying? Dave paid him a little cheese, and Al kept me in rotation, so you could turn the radio on, and I was in the hood. And I hear my shit on the radio. It was going crazy at the park. But
Yeah, that's a good feeling.
that was a big part of the catalyst into me becoming who I wanted to be at that time. And I remember the year. I think it's like at this time it's like '08, no '09, maybe 2010. You know what I'm saying? And like I had a little bit of a life situation, that kind of like put the music on pause, but it picked right back up, man, in 2011, like going into 2012, like it picked right back up and shit got real serious. It got
Right,
serious.
right. Hell yeah, that's what's up. Bro, when you're involved in music, I mean, well, I'm speaking for myself. It's always something when you love it like I do, bro. It's always
Right.
something that even if you put it down, it's always like something comes up where you're writing a song or you're doing it. You know what I mean? It's crazy,
Hmm.
bro. I can't get rid of it. It's just like it's always there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like a bike, bro. You just fucking pick it back up and you right where you left off the last time, bro. You right where you're at. It's a
Yeah,
trip, you know.
definitely. That's very true. Because even though like shit would derail you from what you're doing, it's like
Yeah,
you still had to, you had this lingering thing in the back of your mind. It's like, man, I got to get back to this shit. This shit's pulling me over here this way. You know what I'm saying? But life in a bigger aspect is just is always gonna be in the forefront. You know what I'm saying? So I had to make that decision again. It was like either hustle or rap, you know what I'm saying, or life or rap, you know what I'm saying. So life took its grasp against me, but then it was, it took something else for that to just like bring me back, you know what I'm saying. And when I got another phone call in the summer, I want to say the summer, maybe early 2012, I got a call from my nigga Living Proof, man, and I think like this was the height of my Modesto music career. This is where this was like really about to take place, and it was like crazy because at that time I was like against any group shit. Like I was solo me. Like I wasn't finna like jump into that shit again because of how it worked out in the past. But um, when Proof hit me, man, like I just knew it's like at that time Proof had a name for himself, like when it came to production and shit like that. And Proof
he
was a
was
pretty good
doing it.
rapper too. Yeah.
Yeah,
Proof was crazy with the bars too, you know what I'm saying? But that man could chef up a beat, man, and it will motivate you, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, bro, this shit hard. Like I gotta get on this, you know what I'm saying? So right before we did that, right before I even got this call, right? Before I got this call, we all had linked up because at that time I was doing a radio ready mixtape. I was recording my first mixtape that I had put out. I think I put it out like in between 10 and 11. And I was working at the studio with my nigga John John, or rest in peace, my nigga John John. Me and John was we was recording my shit. I had a record on that mixtape called "Shitting on 'Em." It was like over that Bangladesh beat that Nicki Minaj had dropped. So I was in the studio at that time, and then my nigga John was like, "Bro, I got a nigga a couple doors down that's hot, man. Woo, woo, woo." And he was talking about Proof, but I never really met Proof. You know what I'm saying? But um, I don't know if him and John was like working with each other in the studios or whatnot. They was playing records. I think he had played the record for Proof, and Proof heard it and was like, "Ooh, this who is this? This nigga's hot, you know, whoop, whoop, or whatever." And John had told me, he was like, "Yeah, man, I played your record for Living Proof," and he was like, he loved that shit, bro. Said he want to fuck with you.
Hell
I was
yeah.
like, all right, man, and I never really heard nothing through, never really came to nothing, you know what I'm saying? But I got a call like a couple months later from Proof, and he asked me to be a part of the serious business movement, man, and that shit was crazy, bro. Like that shit was crazy. When I
Yeah.
tell you the serious business shit was crazy, bro. Like I can't even like put two on the 10. Like
Oh,
the
you
way it
nailing
took
it.
off, the way it happened, like man, it came together with like it was extreme quality. Like nothing was like
That feeling
nothing
was
was
great.
nothing was ass. You know what I'm saying? It was just
For
like
sure.
Proof was a perfectionist, so he wouldn't let
That's
us leave the studio if the shit wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
and
yeah,
we started recording that first serious business album, man. And when I say we locked in, bro, we locked in. Proof was living on the south side at his grandma's crib, and then he was recording in this trailer that he had, and we was in there attacking that trailer out every day. I'm talking about stupid weed, like oh my god, bro. I
is
cannot
that
reiterate the
is that
fact that
how
how
you
much weed. Mm.
no, it's so when you do music and shit, you just like to smoke and shit like that, drink and shit, or
We
is
was
that your
just like
process?
we was setting vibes, you know what I'm saying? Like we would set the vibe, you know what I'm saying? We would all come in there from our three little different genres of life or whatever we was doing at the time. But when
Yeah,
we locked into the camper, like
yeah.
bruh, when we locked into the camper, like Juicelini, shout out to my nigga Juicelini, aka J
Shout
Mitch.
out
That's
Juice.
my brother right there. And
Yeah, yeah,
when he would come, Juice would bring weed because Juice was like the tree man. He had tree on deck all the time. Proof was
yeah.
cultivating in his grandma's backyard. You know what I'm saying? So it was just an abundance of weed around all the time. So like it was like no way to get around it.
Yeah,
Blunts in
yeah.
rotation at all times. I'm talking about long ass be legits. We putting
Right,
like
right.
5 and 6 swishers together, rolling long ass blunts and shit. And like we locked in and set the tone for that, man. Hella tall cans and shit, tall can motivated. And
Yeah, yeah.
we locked in, man, and we recorded one of the dopest albums to ever hit the streets of Modesto, man. It's like something like that. I don't feel like it'll ever be copied or duplicated, man. It's just because of the camaraderie and the cohesiveness of the
Yeah.
album. You know what I mean?
Right.
Especially with the people involved with it. Like that
Uh-huh.
shit came together, bro. And we took the streets by storm, bro. We took the
That's what's
streets
up.
by storm. We headlined every fucking concert, festival, fucking we rocked every fucking stage, man. Shout out to my nigga Richie Rich. Rest in peace, my nigga Richie Rich, man.
Shout out. Wasn't he a
Richie Rich.
part of the White Hate too?
Low key, yeah, he was like one of their bigger
That's where I
promoters.
met
Like
him.
he was like one of their bigger promoters. Like he would promote for them hella early and he had YB fake. He had YB fake after
That's
the
what
Y
happened.
Hey shit.
My
Yeah,
bad.
he had YB fake and Richie Rich eventually was murdered, man. He got murdered one day after a show in Stockton. He came home. Somebody followed him home, man, killed him in his driveway. And that was like a big ass blow to us, man, because Rich was one of the ones putting on for serious business in the city. You know what I'm saying? Like every show, he was paying us. You know what I'm saying? Out of his pocket, he was handing us money to perform at these venues that he was booking. You know what I'm saying? So he was just like a big ass piece to the puzzle of how serious business came to be as big as they did in the city of Modesto, man. And like I'll never forget that nigga, man. Rest in peace, Richie Rich. But it was one of those times within those 3 summers that Like, bro, we headline in every X Fest. We on every stage, multiple stages one year. We open for DMX, like we open for Burner, we open for 40. You know what I'm saying? I remember one year um we did the X Fest, and the next day we was on the front page of the B, and it was a picture of me and Juice was next to each other. We rapping with the mics. But you gotta understand, this is the X Fest, right? So they had E40, what was the name of that rock group? Dave Matthews Band, all kind of these big ass acts. And then they put us on the front page instead of any of these other people, bro. They
Right,
put
right.
us on the front page. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
dope.
So that was something crazy for us, bro.
Great.
The next morning, bro, my phone was ringing off the hook, bro. Like, y'all on the front page of the B, bro. Y'all on the front page of the B. You gotta see this. And I had people pulling up, bringing me copies. I drove down to the liquor store to get a copy. I pulled that shit out the thing, and I was like, "Oh shit, we on the front page of the B, nigga. We did it, down there."
Hell
Man,
yeah.
that shit was humongous. But the wave that we was riding at that time was crazy too. And then after we dropped the first album, like we had plenty of videos. All that shit's still up, bro. All that shit up. We was dropping like a
Everybody
video
go
for
check
each
that out.
record. Yeah, go to YouTube and check out all that old serious business shit. That shit got numbers on there, man, and that
Yeah.
shit
And
will
it's
never
great
be
music.
outdone, bro. No, and it's quality music. You know what I'm saying? All three versions, all three
Just
verses, just
dope,
crazy,
dope,
bro.
period. You know what I
Just
mean?
crazy, bro. Just
Yeah,
crazy. And that's
yeah. You
something
guys
that
killed
that
it, bro.
yeah, that was a big part of the
Represented
music
this
scene.
Modesto shit right. I'll tell you that, bro.
Oh yeah,
That's
for
what it's
sure,
about, bro. You know what I
for
mean? Fuck.
sure, for sure, for sure.
Hell yeah. So, so, all right, you got the serious business thing cracking. You guys did, I think, what, three projects, two projects?
Two projects. Yeah, we did two projects. The debut album, Serious Business, and then we did the Serious Street Tape after that. Where we did like the Goodfellas cover. It was
Yeah,
like all three of us with the
yeah. Oh,
Goodfellas cover. Yeah, the the Al Pacino in the middle, and then yeah, Joe Pesci and what's the name, Ray Liotta on the other side. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
That's how
yeah.
we did that. That shit came out. Shit came
Sick.
out dope, bro. That was one of
Yeah.
the hardest street tape ever, bro. I thought the street tape was better than the album, bro, because the way that shit came together, bro. If you ever get a
Yeah,
chance to go look it up, that shit's on YouTube too, man. A serious street tape by Serious Business, man. That
yeah. I
shit
think
was
I had the
amazing.
first one. I didn't get to get the second one, man. I wanted to get it too, just because I keep shit like that, bro. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
for sure. I had
Anybody that rocks Mount Modesto, bro, I got that shit. You know what I mean?
oh yeah, for
I
sure, for
support
sure.
all of us, bro. So, but
Like
okay,
everybody, I feel like the way we push that shit out, man, everybody should have a copy of that shit. We flooded the streets with thousands of them CDs. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Giving them away, selling them with T-shirts, posters. Like we was all over. Our promo push for the Serious Business albums, bro, was crazy,
tough.
bro. So
Yeah,
everybody should have some of that memorabilia somewhere. You know what I mean?
that's when you guys were doing that, bro. I was doing this podcast, but I was doing it in house, and I did
Oh,
it with
okay.
Living Proof, bro. I still have that one. I'm gonna put it out here
Damn,
pretty soon. I'm gonna put it out. Yeah, bro. It was Raw Uncut back
damn.
then.
I
So
didn't know. I never knew that. Never knew it.
yeah, bro. I did a whole interview with Proof. Did I do it with Proof? Yeah, bro. It was on YouTube. Yeah, I
No,
did a
I
full
gotta go look
interview.
that up. I gotta
Yeah,
look
bro.
that
But
up for sure.
that's when I was just in. No, I didn't. It's not out anymore. I pulled it down
Oh, okay, okay,
because
okay.
what happened was I wanted to start over and do it right, and I wanted to re-put it out, and I wanted it to get more views. So I just
Mm.
changed my vision with it. And plus, at
Oh,
that
okay.
time, I was in a different headspace, bro. I was a different person. I wasn't who I am now. So it's
Okay.
just different, you know what I'm saying? So I wanted
Yeah,
to re put it out, bro. But I'm going to, and I'm gonna get Proof back on here again. You know what I mean? But I
that's
want to
what's
get
up.
certain people, and I want to do it in house again when I do
Hmm.
it that way. And then we're gonna get down, bro. Even you know what I mean?
We still got some shit in the works too, man. We got some more shit coming out. Like
That's what I'm talking
me and my nigga Mitch, like we been sitting down talking about some shit. We gonna drop this shit later on this year, or we gonna put it together. Hopefully it comes out this year. It's gonna be
about.
Jeff Geezy and Jay Mitch still serious. You know what I'm saying? So You hear y'all heard it here first. You know what I'm saying, on the Raw and Uncut podcast. Serious
That's
business
what's up.
will return with Jeff, Geezy,
Yeah,
and Jay Mitch. Still serious, you know what I'm saying, and there will be some proof on there too, man. Shout out to my nigga God Mild Peasy, man. Shout out to Proof,
yeah. Shout out, fool.
man. Yeah, for
Hell
sure,
yeah,
for
bro.
sure.
Okay, so that's dope because that was my next question. Are you guys gonna come out with something else? So dope.
I beat you to the punch. Beat you to the
Straight
punch.
up, right? Hell yeah, that's dope shit. It's always nice when somebody can just keep going with their story, bro. It's beautiful. You know what I mean? Because then I don't have to
Yeah.
say much.
Nah, for real, man. It's like fluent. It's just the way that
Yeah,
it's happening. It's just coming out. You know what I'm saying? And like we just rocking with the punches, man. We're taking it a day at a time.
that's
And
right.
we trying to make sure that we keep this shit rocking in whatever fashion we may see
That's right.
fit.
Exactly, exactly, bro. Well, you're doing a great job, bro. You got great music, and so far the story is beautiful, bro. You know what I mean? You got a nice little
Yes,
story.
sir.
So, and I'm glad
Oh
I'm
yeah.
glad that this is the podcast that you're, getting to speak about it on. You know what I mean? And we'll continue this, bro. Hopefully we continue this for years, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Straight
for
up.
sure, for sure. This is definitely one of the first I mean, I've had other people come at me, what I mean, to do interviews, but like at that time I don't feel like they're I think they just wanted me for views and shit, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't really true to what they was seeking, you know what I'm saying? Like that they really want to know the story. I just wanted a name to boost their views or whatnot. But by you being homegrown, man, that was a no brainer. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's what's
one of
up.
the first ones to come from, you know what I'm saying, where I come from. And
That's what's up.
excuse me, you know what I'm
Bless you.
saying? So it was a no brainer. Thank you. It was a no brainer, man. I'm glad you was able to have me. I appreciate you having me on the show.
That's what's up, brother. And so yeah, bro. So now we'll just jump to the next part of your story, and you go solo. There's still
Yep.
serious business brewing up, so that's just set to the side for now. You
Yeah.
guys are still working on that, so that's beautiful because that's a great story right there, and there's much more to come, I'm sure. So
Oh, for
now,
sure.
as a solo artist, you're taking this shit serious, bro. You got your
Hmm.
music out, people can hear it, people can go stream it. You got videos and stuff. At this point, how many videos and stuff do you have out?
I've had up to like 6 or 7 videos out, but I pulled a lot of them down because of the content wasn't, it wasn't conducive to what I was trying to, the image I was trying to portray. But I do have
Gotcha.
videos that's still up. I know my living in LA video is still up. That did numbers, what I mean, over a couple years. Cool shit. Shout out to my boy Mario Visions. My bad guy video is still up. This is the bad guy video, the little
Oh,
stuff from
okay, okay,
my bad guy video was up. I dropped a video, like a short video. It was called "Never Been Street." That's still up. My Nipsey tribute video is still up. So I got a little bit of a couple visuals up, man, and some content on YouTube
okay.
that everybody can go and check out right now. It's all
There
up
you
right
go.
now.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. That's what's up, bro. Okay, so at this point, what's your next step? What's your plans on for the future of Jeezy?
I'm looking into gravitating into more of a CEO role. You know what I mean? And during the pandemic, I started a record label called 25/8, and
Okay,
I look forward to like really getting hands on with 25/8 soon. You know what I mean? I just had a lot of other stuff come,
yeah.
into light, or prior to me doing that. That it's just sitting there. Everything is ready to go. All the legal shit is done. Everything is good. You know what I'm saying? It's ready. You know what I
You
mean?
turn it into a LLC is what you did.
It's I turned it into an LLC. I got an S corp off of it. I got an umbrella company off of it too. You know what I'm saying? So that's all of that is ready to go. And then I started my own clothing line too, the expensive brand. Started that in 2021 or 2020, I think summer of 2018. I started the
Damn.
expensive brand, and
Hell yeah. That's
expensive
dope.
brand took off crazy. I had a couple gaps in what I mean, in drops, but I keep it fresh. You know what I'm saying? I still have the website up, theexpensivebrand.com. You can go check out and pull up and copy
Dope.
some of that gear off of there too.
that.
Expensive brand, it was something that took it took a chunk of my life out too, man, because I was so heavy into fashion at one time, man. It's like a year and a half, 2 years. I was just on fashion, man. I'm printing up, yeah, as you can see, I'm
That's
printing up
dope. I
tees.
like it.
I
I'm
had
gonna grab
tops.
some. I'm gonna get some
Yeah,
for
for
sure.
sure. I got shirts. I had shorts. I got everything. You just got to go to the
Okay.
website and check it out,
Yes,
man.
sir.
It's a
For sure. For
dope
sure.
ass website I built, and it's still up and rocking too. And I wanted to really like gravitate back towards the music, so I had put I have this idea. I've been speaking with one of my guys that's in the music industry heavy, and I came to him with this idea that I wanted to start. It's basically it's like a social. It's like I don't want to call it a social media platform, but it's called the Union, and the
Okay.
Union basically is basically a what we're gonna be doing in the union is just like a job union. You know, you have a work for a job, or you work for a company that has a union based representation. So,
Okay.
like what we're gonna do with the union is we're gonna take 10 artists. We're gonna take 10 serious artists who's
Okay.
about what I mean really getting their music out there, whether they be already established or up and coming. And
Okay.
what we're gonna do in the union is we will have these 10 artists basically put together in a pot, and we're gonna push artists like maybe 2 or 3 artists per month, but as a collective. So
Gotcha.
what we would do is have everybody pay these union fees. Your union fees will push 1 artist or 2 artists per month to a visual plateau where it be media marketing, social media marketing, anything that comes
Gotcha.
to where pushing your music or your
That's
single,
dope.
whatever content that you got out right now, we're gonna push that out, and then we will go into a system to where like every artist that's in a union for that month that paid their dues will just step up into that ladder until they get their chance to be pushed. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So we're working out the kinks on that right there, getting into some particulars, working on some vendors and some investors. You know what I mean? It's a really it's a big thing because of the how big and complex it can get. It can get extremely big. It can just
Sure.
start off with 10 art. It can start off with 10 artists, but can turn into 100 artists. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's something that we working out, man. It's something that it was like a little brainchild of mine, something I thought up, and
That's a
I
beautiful
ran.
idea, bro.
Yeah, I ran it by some dudes that's been in the game for a while, man, and they said that they never seen nothing like that. It's something that what I mean that can with a little bit of work and a little rub out the rough edges, that
Yeah.
you can
Yeah.
turn into something that's like pretty helpful to up and coming artists, even established artists. It don't matter who you are, you can
Yeah.
become a part of the union and
Yeah.
and get your music pushed even harder than you weren't able to push it. Is basically
Right.
the goal of the union is to make sure that artists
Gives you
that
a budget, kind of. It sounds like.
basically that's
I
basically what
mean,
it is in a nutshell. For those artists that don't have the budgets to push,
but they're
social
dope.
media adding, their marketing, their advertisements, or whatever it may be, you got
There
all
you
these
go.
different avenues of people, and then you got a little bit of a money backing behind you. So whatever your dues are, you make sure that you pay your dues, and it's going into this collective pot. That's basically a budget for you.
Yeah.
You know what I
There you
mean?
go.
And it's
That's
like
dope.
not no nobody involved in management or higher up is privy to that money. That money is just all in one lot that goes towards all of this promotion. So
That's cool.
it's a pretty cool thing to get bust off, man. We trying to get it popping probably early 2024. Still looking for some help and ideas. And we bouncing a lot of ideas off of people. But I got the union, man. I got the Jeffrey Johnson story coming out soon. It's probably going to be maybe the end of this year, first quarter 2024. And then we got the Sit Still Serious shit. And then we got the expensive brand too, man. So we got a lot going on top of having a 9 to 5 and a
Right.
wife and a family, and all of that stuff, man. So we trying to stay busy.
That's beautiful, bro. You're an artist that's trying to expand your business, bro. You're a family man, and you're just doing it, bro. And that's beautiful to see. You know what I mean? To hold it all together like that, it's not easy. You know what I'm
Nah,
saying?
it's
Like,
not. It's not. But
some
you got to
artists are
do
just,
it.
yeah, yes, sir. I mean, when you just trying to be stable as a person, bro, it's just, and keep all that shit together. It's beautiful to see that from, artists. Because
Yeah, for sure.
I wasn't the person that grew up with where you would even think about an artist having a family and shit like this. It was more just like motherfucker on the run and gun, boy. You know what I mean?
Facts.
So
Just you by yourself, just out there making it happen.
yes,
Yeah,
sir.
for sure.
So
But
it's nice to talk about that shit with artists because it's like, bro, it's so normal to be like have a family, trying to do your music, and just be a real person. You know what I'm saying? That I like that side a lot better than the fucking running and gunning shit. You know what I mean? Because we all can
yeah,
run and gun.
definitely.
You know what I mean? It's harder
But
to
that
keep all this shit together.
even that aspect of life, like the running and gunning, like that comes with so much, man. Like that
Yeah.
energy that you portray out there, like you attract that energy, you know what I'm
Yes,
saying? And
sir.
sometimes a lot of people don't make it, you know what I'm saying? Like they get caught up in some shit, like you know what I mean, and you either end up in jail or dead, you know what I'm saying, trying to run a gun and live his life. Look at we got artists dropping like flies, you know what I'm saying, left and right every other day. It's a rest in peace this or a rest in peace that, you know what I'm saying, and that's because of that life. And I
Yes,
feel like
sir.
you got to get a little bit older and you mature into your artistry in order for you to understand what it is to
Hmm.
to like slow down, like settle down, like you know what I mean. But they at the age, man, and this generation is totally different when it comes to artistry and whatnot. Like you don't really have to have a lot of talent nowadays to make it. So it's so many of them, like they like a dime a dozen, you know what I'm saying. So to each
Yep.
his own, you know what I'm saying. And I'll be
For
telling
sure.
people that too, even
Yep.
though even the older guys that are still in it that still want to do it. I was like, you got to either conform to what's going on right now or just get out the way, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So if you don't want to change your flow up and like da 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 da, if you ain't trying to grasp onto what what it is today, then you're just gonna be pushed away. They're gonna talk about you. You're gonna be the old head. Get out of here with that old ass music. Da, 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 da. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So, like I said, you got to get with it or get out the way, man. And
Yes, sir.
that's just pretty much where we are.
Right. Okay. Dope, bro. Are so do you have a structure on the album that you are working on? Is it like a planned like just a vision on your life or you know what I mean? Like as in a structure, is it all planned out?
Yeah, man. A story is it starts off basically just like the intro was, man. It's the intro is the entire album in a nutshell. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It starts off in the beginning. There's a middle, and there's really not an end to it. But I had to pick a part of life to where I felt like it was cool for me to continue it, cut it, but continue it. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So um it like gets to a part to where like everything that I went through early is in the album early. You know what I mean? My maturity shows in the middle of the album, and then towards the end, it's like it's the cool side. You know what I'm saying? It's
Gotcha.
what happened when I got older. You know what I'm saying? After kids and so forth and so on. You know what I'm saying? So um it's portrayed in a way to where like you were really you got to listen to it. It's not a lot of party music. It's not for the dope fiends and the ass shaking and all that shit. It's my story, you know what I'm saying. And
That's what's
my
up.
story
I
contained a lot
respect
of
it.
that shit. Yeah, yeah, oh, no, thank you, bro. And my story did my life contained a lot of that shit, but I didn't glorify it in my album because I didn't feel like it's a lot of that already. If you really want to go find some of that, there's other music that you can go find that on. But I'm trying to like, what I'm saying, basically tell my story, and I don't need those aspects of music to, to portray who I am as an artist or what I've been through as a man. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's
At
very
least in this
progressive.
project. At least in
No,
this
in
project.
this project
Yeah.
for sure.
You know what
Yeah,
I
in this
mean?
project for sure.
That's
Like,
dope, bro. You can
yeah,
that's dope that you did that and you thought about it like that. You know what I mean? Because your next project could be one of those. You
yeah,
know what
for
I mean?
sure. Like,
so,
I got that music for
hell yeah.
sure, for sure. You know what I'm saying? But it's like
That's
this
why
this
I
actual
asked.
project. Yeah, this project is basically it's just a reflection of me. It's like my life's resume. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like if you would present this resume to a potential employer, they would read that in, in chronological times, like in
Yeah,
chronological events, like, you know what I'm saying, and it will go from your earliest to your latest, you know what I'm saying, and that's pretty much what the album entails.
that's what's up, bro. Well, bro, I appreciate this interview, bro. I want to salute you, dude. Thanks for going through, what we went through and respecting it enough to come back on because you could have been like, I ain't doing it.
Oh, absolutely, it's all
I
good, bro.
appreciate
Like,
it, brother. That was my fault, dude, and I want to apologize to everybody out there that is a supporter of Jeff, Geezy, bro, and Raw and Uncut, dude. I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you for the support, bro, and I thank you for being here, bro, and doing this again, man. So
yeah,
have a
man,
blessed
no
day, bro.
problem.
Hell yeah. Have a blessed day, brother. And we'll fucking run this back again another day, bro, when you got more to the story, bro. And fuck, this story's dope already, bro. We'll fucking burn this bitch down straight up. You know what I'm
For
saying? So
sure, man. That's what's up. I appreciate Ron Uncut. Shout out to my boy Toxic for having me, man. A true Modesto veteran. You know what I'm saying? Like,
thank
from
you.
since the beginning, it's not like nobody know about what y'all did with the Cali Soldiers. You and my boy Real. Y'all was
That's what's
some solidified, you know what I'm saying, staples in the city,
up.
and
Thank
did
you.
what y'all did for the community. That was a great thing. And for you to allow me to come onto your platform, man, and tell my story after all of these years later, man, it's a blessing and humbling experience. I appreciate you for having me on.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Same here, man. Likewise. Have a blessed rest of the day, bro. And I can't wait to hear your project, bro. I got to hear a
For
couple
sure.
songs, bro, and they're dope, bro. I'm playing 'em.
I
So
appreciate it, man. Slap those, man, as
hell
loud as
yeah,
long as you can, man. Let's all get
beautiful,
familiar with it,
beautiful.
man, because it's
That's
coming.
what's up. Okay, brother. Have a blessed day, bro. We'll talk
You
again.
too, my guy. Off
All right,
top.
brother. Late.